Nice.
Listen, that was my one chance to be on KPRC, okay?
Ouch. All right, is everybody up and ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right, Larry Crowson, CRWSON. I'm a lieutenant with the Houston Police Department. About 3 a.m. this morning, some of our undercover officers were in the area of Fry and Clay when they observed several males in several different vehicles drive up to an ATM machine there. They got out, placed a chain around the ATM, and started dragging it off. The officers called for marked units to come into the area and stop the vehicles. Several of the vehicles were stopped. We've got several people in custody at this point. I'm still trying to put together how many suspects and how many vehicles we've got stopped. One of the vehicles refused to yield to the officers, led them on a chase. Refused to yield to the officers, led them on a chase south on Greenhouse Drive. As they were chasing them south on Greenhouse, one of the officers hit a dip in the road, lost control, and struck a tree. There were two officers in that car. They've got minor injuries. They've been transported to the hospital. The suspect vehicle continued south on Green Chase. At that point, they stopped down here about 2 blocks south of me. Two suspects jumped out. One suspect stayed in the back seat of the car, tried to hide in the back seat. We saw him back there and took him into custody. Right now, we've got canine and helicopter out looking for the two suspects that are on the ground. If there are any residents in this area that hear something suspicious in their backyard, please call the Sheriff's Department, the Constable's office, and they'll relay it to us, and we'll go out and try to find them.
How many people in custody?
I don't know at this point. I'm 6 to 8, I think, but like I say, it's a very confusing scene right now. We've got multiple vehicles stopped with multiple suspects. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to get with the sergeant here in a minute and see if we can figure that out.
And you can't tell us how many vehicles they were chasing?
3 or 4. Well, we were only chasing the one vehicle. They stopped several other vehicles. This is the only one that he failed to yield.
So right now, as far as we know, only one man out on the run.
Two suspects bailed out of this car back to the south of me, and they're in the neighborhood right now. We're searching for them.
Do you have any description of those suspects?
We're trying to work that. Like I say, it's very, very confusing at this point. A lot of moving parts right now.
Did they hit that ATM?
It's my understanding we have the ATM. We were able to get to them before they switched it from the one vehicle to another vehicle.
And it was a truck that they were trying to pull?
Yeah, it was a truck.
Do you know what the undercover officers were there for?
They were in the area working on an operation. That's about all. So
Is that the operation they were working on?
they were in the area working on an operation. All right. Good enough, guys. Anybody else?
What kind of injuries to those officers?
They just said they were banged up from the airbag deployment, and the striking the curb and the tree. This is a pretty. I was actually along with the chase here, and this is a pretty unusual intersection here. It's got a large grate in the middle of it, which could cause somebody who was unfamiliar with the intersection to have a
But they're expected to be okay?
Yeah, they're going to be fine.
This group, are they like repeat offenders?
We're working, trying to figure that out right now.
Do you know if they could be armed?
Well, we haven't found any weapons that I know of right now, but you know, anytime you've got somebody out doing that kind of crime in the middle of the night, there's a good chance they're armed, so we're going to be cautious.
Do you have their ages?
I don't have any of that yet.
Was it a store? What kind of business?
It was a bank, I believe.
It was a bank. Was it like an outside?
Yeah, it was an ATM outside the bank. I think it was like Prosperity Bank or something like that. I'm not sure.
2 days ago we had just incidents with ATMs. Do you think that these kinds of incidents are related with this?
Well, I will say this: it appeared to be pretty organized. You got several people in several different vehicles, so you know, usually if you're organized like that, you're not doing it your first time. So, all right.
Message.
Do you know how long
people in here? People around here?
Like I say, if anybody in this neighborhood hears anything or sees anything in their backyard, please give us a call and we'll come check it out.
Do you know how long you guys will stay out here?
I expect we'll be here another couple hours at least.
Larry, was it a high-speed chase? I mean, did it get...
It was fairly high speed. You know, like I say, you can see the officers struck the tree down there after they struck this bump here. So.
For how long did the chase last?
Not very long. It started right there at the Katy and Green.
So a few minutes?
Yeah, just Greenhouse. They just came straight south of Greenhouse from Katy, so you know, not very long.
Minutes. And then you said there was only one that the officers were chasing.
Yeah, the only one vehicle refused to yield for the officers, and that's the vehicle that's down here to the south of me. The rest of the vehicles stopped. I'm not sure. A couple of them we may not been able to get to stop, so they may not be here.
Okay, well, we'll stay in that area.
Check that out.
Location.
Don't know yet. Traditionally, anytime the vehicle they use to pull the ATM is almost always stolen because it damages the vehicle, and they're not going to damage their own vehicle. But I don't know for sure yet.
Are they talking to suspects? Are they
I
cooperating?
haven't talked to them. So, all right, everybody's good. Thanks.